Welcome to the Ventis MX4 online training module number 2. In this module, we will be discussing the features and benefits. The case of the Ventis MX4 is a rugged, water-resistant polycarbonate shell with a protective concussion-proof over mold. This also gives the Ventis protection against radio frequency interference. The instrument may be configured as an aspirated or diffusion unit. The dimensions of the Ventis MX4 diffusion instrument are 4.1 inches by 2.3 inches by 1.2 inches. The diffusion unit weighs 6.4 ounces or 182 grams. The dimensions of the Ventis aspirated instrument are 6.8 inches by 2.6 inches by 2.6 inches. The aspirated unit weighs 13.4 ounces or 380 grams. The Ventis MX4 is available in 2 different colors, black or orange. The display of the Ventis MX4 is a custom liquid crystal display with graphical icons for easy use. It is also segmented for direct gas readings. The sensors utilized inside the Ventis MX4 are electrochemical, which include oxygen and toxic gases. Also, the catalytic diffusion, which will be used for combustible gases. What we're discussing now are the measuring ranges for each individual sensor you could possibly have inside the Ventis MX4. The first sensor we'll take a look at is the carbon monoxide sensor. The measuring range is from 0 to 1000 ppm in 1 ppm increments. The hydrogen sulfide sensor has a measuring range from 0 to 500 ppm in 0.1 ppm increments. The nitrogen dioxide sensor has a measuring range from 0 to 150 ppm in 0.1 ppm increments. The oxygen sensor has a measuring range from 0 to 30% by volume and measures in 0.1% increments. The combustible sensor measuring range is from 0 to 100% LEL and measures in increments of 1%. This sensor can also be set to measure methane with a measuring range from 0 to 5% by volume and measures in 0.01% increments. And finally, the sulfur dioxide sensor. This sensor has a measuring range from 0 to 150 ppm and measures in increments of 0.1 ppm. The operating temperature range for the Ventis MX4 is from minus 20 degrees to plus 50 degrees Celsius or minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. The operating humidity range for the Ventis MX4 is from 15 to 90% non-condensing. The Ventis MX4 has a standard rechargeable lithium-ion battery that has a runtime of 12 hours for the diffusion configuration. Charging this lithium battery will take less than 5 hours. The Ventis MX4 also has an extended range rechargeable lithium-ion battery. It has a runtime of 20 hours for the diffusion configuration and a 12-hour runtime for the aspirated configuration. Charging this lithium battery will take less than 7 hours. The Ventis MX4 can also use 3 replaceable AAA alkaline batteries. It has a runtime of 8 hours for the diffusion configuration and 4 hours for the aspirated configuration. A single unit charger is available and will charge the standard or extended range battery from a fully drained condition to a fully charged condition in less than 7 hours. A 6-unit charger is also available for charging multiple units at once. 3 vehicle chargers are available for the Ventis MX4. A truck-mounted 12-volt DC charger, a hardwired truck-mounted 12-volt DC charger, and a general 12-volt DC vehicle charger. Two types of carrying cases are available for the Ventis MX4, a nylon carrying case or a leather carrying case. The Ventis MX4 has the option to be utilized with a sampling pump. It can draw a remote sample from a maximum distance of 100 feet while utilizing an 1/8-inch inside diameter tubing. The Ventis MX4 is classified as being intrinsically safe. This means that the instrument will not act as an ignition source in the event of an internal failure. The agencies that have certified these classifications are ATEX and UL, CSA and IEC. The Ventis has also achieved an ingress protection rating of IP67 from UL, with other approvals pending. The small, lightweight Ventis MX4 is capable of simultaneously measuring 4 gases. Whether you opt for the diffusion or aspirated version, the Ventis MX4 will fit in the palm of your hand. It can be worn comfortably on a lanyard or clipped to a suspender, belt, or hard hat. The Ventis MX4 utilizes 2 buttons for its operation. This allows the user to easily configure the instrument. It also has the most user-selectable options in its class. The display of the Ventis is one of the largest and most visible displays for a compact multi-gas instrument. Universal icons and numbers make it easy to use anywhere in the world. The Ventis MX4 has 3 types of alarm. The audible alarm boasts an output of 95 decibels. An ultra-bright visual alarm can be viewed from various angles, and the vibrating alarm alerts the user of high gas concentration in noisy environments. This instrument has a user-configurable bump test feature. If this is activated and the instrument is overdue for a bump test, the instrument will emit a short beep and force the user to perform a scheduled bump test. The Ventis MX4 can be easily configured to be a 1 to 4 gas monitor, with gas options of oxygen, combustible gas, including methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, nitrogen dioxide, and sulfur dioxide. The Ventis MX4 records your peak readings. This means that the unit records the highest readings for toxic and the lowest for your oxygen since the peaks were last cleared. The Ventis has a standard loop data logger, capable of storing 3 months of data for the 4-sensor arrangement. Once the data logger is full, new data logged will overwrite the oldest data in memory. The Ventis MX4 has alarm event data logging. The instrument will record the last 24 alarm events in its memory. Information such as sensor type, serial number, alarm thresholds, alarm date, alarm duration, and peak exposures can be recalled. A data link accessory is available for this instrument, allowing the user to easily download data, alarm events, and instrument details directly to a PC using a USB connection. The Ventis MX4 has a user-configurable operating system. This can be accessed either through the instrument's keypad, VCAL, or through the data link accessory. The Ventis MX4 is water and dust resistant, giving the MX4 superior performance in varying weather conditions. This instrument is also certified for meeting an IP67 rating. The Ventis is radio frequency interference protected, providing superior resistance to sources of radio frequency, thus reducing false alarms and instrument malfunctions. The Ventis MX4 is compatible with the DS2 docking station. The DS2 docking station provides automatic calibration, bump testing, data downloading, diagnosing, and record keeping, thus reducing calibration gas consumption, operating costs, and liability. The Ventis MX4 is an economical way to access iNet, a premier gas detection management system. iNet allows factory monitoring and service of your gas detection fleet without the need to purchase a single piece of gas detection equipment.